require in the case of liquid, solid, gas. So, how liquid, gas and solids behave according to the temperature difference, heat difference for all this. Okay. So, this also related to our chemistry, molecules theory, okay, molecular theory that we have learned in chemistry. So, this is also incorporated with this. So, thermal properties of matter we will study on the basis of molecular theory of matter. Last class, the last 2 chapters you have already told me how the solids are arranged, how the liquids are arranged, how the gases are arranged. So, same properties also related to in this thermal properties of matter. Okay. So, shall we start? What do you understand by the term heat in your idea? What is heat? I think small classes you must heat, light and all different. Yeah. What do you think about, how can you define the word heat? Achyut, what's your idea regarding heat?
That keeps us warm.
Heat is a?
No, like when you do like some work, heat is produced by burning of energy.
Okay. Okay, so that's one idea. Yeah, Nevin has given me, it is an exothermic. It is an exothermic process. Okay, good. So, he has studied, he has what is turn of original sound? What do you mean by it? Okay, something is on this. Okay, clear. So, I am getting a lot of answers in the chat box. Nevin said it's an exothermic process. Good, because you have already studied in chemistry endothermic and exothermic. Exothermic process, as a result of the chemical reaction, heat evolved. Okay, that's correct. That's related to chemical reaction. Gayatri, okay, heat is a form of energy. Okay, good. Aryan, form of energy. Gauri, form of energy. So, are you becoming a trend, sending the message to me? All of you? Are you lazy to unmute your audio and to speak? All are giving me the answers in the chat box. Okay. Anyway, you are giving the answers in chat box. So, it's correct. Nevin is telling only one part of the heat. Actually, heat is a form of energy. So, heat, the main definition of heat, it is a form of energy in which it gives sensation of how much hot or how much cold an object is. Okay. It will give a sensation or feeling. It gives us a feeling that how much an object is hot or how much it is cold, or whether it is hot or cold. Or we can say it is also gives you and tells you the hotness or coldness of a energy. So, heat is a form of energy. So, main thing is heat is a form of energy, and when it has energy, as Michael and all have given me the answers, it can be transferred between two objects. Michael has told me is that where particles move faster. Yes. So, if heat is a form of energy, all the factors, all the terms which is related to energy, speed, velocity, momentum, everything, kinetic energy, everything is applicable in the case of heat also, because it is another form of energy and it also can obey the conservation law of energy. So, because from the first volume onwards, our study is mainly based on all these things. Clear? So, okay. So, that's a heat is a form of energy which tells you the hotness or coldness of an object. So, what is the definition of heat? Heat is a form of energy which determines, heat is a form of energy which determines the hotness or coldness of a matter, which determines hotness or coldness of a matter. And what is the peculiar feature of heat? As Gauri has already told me the message, it can be transferred between two systems. So, the feature of heat is it can be transferred between two or more systems, or a system and its surroundings, by virtue of how it is transferred, by virtue of temperature difference, Yes,
can you say the feature again?
heat is the second one. It can be transferred between two or more systems. Or a system and surroundings. By virtue of temperature difference. Now, what do you mean by the word temperature? How can you define the word temperature? Any idea? How do you define the word temperature? Because heat is measured in terms of temperature difference. So, what do you mean by the word temperature? Shivani, what is your idea regarding temperature? How can you define the word temperature? In your idea, I don't want anything from the textbook. What do you understand? Because heat can be, the answer itself is there in that first definition of heat. Heat is transferred by virtue of temperature difference. So, what is the temperature actually? Yes, try. Are you saying? Say. I can't hear you. Okay, Sri, okay, leave. Punya, what is temperature? I can't listen, Shivani, some audio problem. I can't listen to you. Say, Punya, what do you mean by the temperature?
Method of measuring heat.
Yes, it is a method of measuring heat, not method more than that. It is the measurement of heat. How can you measure the heat? You can measure the heat in terms of temperature. So, if you want to say that one object is how much hot, you have to measure that hotness. So, temperature is that one which will measures the amount of heat energy. Okay. So, temperature is the measurement of heat energy or degree of hotness or coldness. So, temperature is the measurement of heat energy, and it is also defined as degree of hotness or coldness.
Ma'am,
Yes.
first definition, can you say?
Temperature is the measurement of heat. Temperature is the measurement of heat. And it also can be defined as the degree of hotness or coldness of a matter. Okay, okay, children. Our here even we define all that, our concentration not on the basis of thermometers, how you measure the temperature. Our thermal properties are talking in terms of systems actually. So that is why I am going back to the definition of the heat. There is a two sentences, 2 points are important. That is heat transferred between two or more systems. So far we are talking about a matter, a single matter as a system. So for example, you take it out ice. You already know ice is a system. It has its own structure, its own molecular pattern, and once you started heating the ice, what will happen? What are the changes will taking place in ice if you slowly started heating the ice? What are the changes can take place in the ice as you heat? Michael, can you tell me what are the changes can taking place in that? If your ice started heating. So a simple thing, what is happening? Okay. Then what else?
Temperature will increase.
Temperature increase. Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you hear me? Okay. Okay. Michael has told me temperature. Okay, Sania, what are the other changes you will see in that? Can you hear me? Can you tell me what are the other changes taking place in melting of ice? My question is, what are the changes can taking place when ice began melting? Yes? Sania?
Like from the solid converts to liquid, the temperature changes and the mineral rises.
Okay. Okay, Sania. So you see, Michael also told, Sania also told me that temperature changes and yes, so that is heat transfers. There are some changes is taking place in the system. There are some changes are taking place in one system. In the case of ice, what is happening? First it started melting, it turned into liquid. If you going on heating further, you know it, the liquid will be converted into water vapor once it reaches to the boiling point. So our study is mainly based on that. Is it only temperature? Whenever a system release heat energy or absorb heat energy. So in the case of ice, what ice does? Ice is absorbing heat energy in order to change into liquid form or in order to change into water vapor form. Okay. So either heat release or heat absorb, there some changes are taking place. And is that temperature only a factor? Then what about the pressure and volume? So these are the things we will discuss in this chapter. Okay. Therefore, in order to understand this change in state of a matter, when temperature increases, when you supply heat energy, we are going to define temperature in a different way. Okay. So on the basis of that definition, we are going to get little more detail about temperature. So according to that, the atoms and molecules in a gas are in constant motion. Temperature is a measure of the speed with which they move. So far we have learned temperature is degree of hotness or coldness. So how this degree can change because of the change in the velocity of the molecules in a matter. Okay. Usually more than solids, liquid and gases, they exhibit more features. Whenever it started heating, liquids and gases, they will show more drastic changes than solids. Solid also changes at the same time. Liquid and gases, they make a drastic changes in their state once we started transferring the heat. Therefore, on the basis, temperature also is a measure of the speed with which they move. Temperature is also measure of the speed with which they move. And because of that, we also can say that temperature is the measure of average kinetic energy. So, according to molecular theory of matter, what is the definition of the temperature? According to molecular theory of matter, the definition of temperature is, it is the measure of speed with which the molecules move while it is heating. So, you can write down molecular theory of matter, molecular theory of matter. Then write down, according to molecular theory of matter, according to molecular theory of matter, liquids and gases, liquids and gases, liquids and gases changes its state, liquid and gases change their state drastically while heating. Drastically while heating. This is because atoms and molecules in fluids, atoms and molecules in fluids are in constant motion. Atoms and molecules are in constant motion when an external force is applied. When an external force is applied. Gas molecules get disturbed more than liquid and solids, Next line. So, according to molecular theory of matter, temperature can be defined. Temperature can be defined as a measure of speed of the molecules, or average kinetic energy, of the molecules, Thus, higher the temperature, faster the molecules move. Higher the temperature, faster the molecules move. Hence, heat is absorbed or released. Heat is absorbed or released faster. Heat is absorbed or released faster according to the situation. Okay, yes,
Heat is
absorbed, absorbed, absorbed or released.
ma'am released faster, right?
Released faster according to the situation. Okay, so our main study is going in terms of gas. So more than liquids, we are discussing about the gas in this chapter, how the heat enables gases to behave differently according to their amount of the temperature we are giving. Okay, so if you look at the slide, if you look at the picture over there, it is very clear. Before we are heating the particles in a fixed position, but they are loosely packed, you know it. So there is a thermometer is inserted into it. After heating, you can see this molecule started moving randomly. It's just like a Brownian motion. Chemistry must have studied the motion of the molecules in different direction. So they are moving, they are taking an Brownian motion, we can say, and or random. They are moving randomly. Then look at the thermometer. Measurement, you can see this thermometer shows more temperature than this. So this is gases shows a drastic changes in that. So when you started heating a gas, gradually the speed of the molecules increases, it increases temperature, then kinetic energy increases. So in the case of ice, it is turning into liquid, so it is absorbing or releasing the heat. What is your idea, Achyut? When you heat the ice, is heat energy absorbing or heat energy releasing? When ice started melting.
A bit confused, ma'am. Like heat is always like coming out, right?
Okay, but you can say ice is in a melt at a freezing point, correct? It's very cold. So when you started heating, my question is this ice absorbing heat or releasing heat? In order
absorbing.
Absorbing. Understood? Okay, so that is why. Similarly, you take a cup of tea and it's boiled and you have kept it on that close the gas, and then in that cases is the heat is absorbing or releasing? Means after making tea, switch off the gas, no more heat is supplied, then you know that after some time when you come to that cup of tea, it become cold. In that case, my question is whether heat is absorbing or heat is releasing. Heat is releasing. Yes, Sania. So heat is releasing. So you understood what do you mean by the word absorbing and releasing. Ice means it is taking the heat energy whatever supplying to change its state from one form to another form. In the case of boiled cup of tea, so boiled tea, what is happening? It is getting cooled. In order to become cool, it is releasing the heat energy. And we human beings also, what happens when you switch on the, if you are feeling very hot, you switch on the fan, so your system get cooled because of the fan, and you are releasing the heat energy. So nowadays we are going to speak only in terms of absorbing heat and releasing heat. So that is what this mechanics we are going to learn, thermodynamics, releasing and absorbing. A system is releasing and absorbing. Okay, so on the basis, before we go to the detail of that, we are going to see just for your knowledge, these are the different thermometer. Thermometer is a measure, is a instrument which is used to measure. Usually you have clinical thermometer, you have learned in your what you call 7th standard, clinical thermometer, then laboratory thermometer. Apart from this, we have other type of thermometer: ideal gas thermometer, pyrometer, electrical resistance thermometer. So these all also measure the thermometer, but measure the temperature, but depending upon the situation. Ideal gas thermometer usually measures the temperature difference in gas, and electrical resistance mainly used to measure the heat energy produced due to resistance in some of the components. And pyrometer also usually uses, it is a large temperature differences. We uses pyrometer in vehicles, in ships, in aeroplane, and etc. So they are known as pyrometer. And this is our ordinary thermometer. We uses liquid. This is known as liquid gas thermometer or liquid thermometer. That means it is measured. Here mercury is filled, so that is why we are calling as a liquid glass thermometer. So these are the different type of thermometer based on that. Then mainly we have 3 types of scales. Mainly we have this only for your introduction part of it, just knowing the name. One is Celsius scale, Kelvin scale, Fahrenheit scale, Fahrenheit, F-A-H-R-E-N. So Fahrenheit scale, Celsius scale, Kelvin scale, Fahrenheit scale. So Celsius and Fahrenheit scales are scales based on even graduation of temperature between reliable physical phenomena. The freezing and boiling of water, we uses this Celsius scale and Fahrenheit scale. They do not give measurements of average kinetic energy. So according to the need, we uses different scale. So Celsius and Fahrenheit never measure the kinetic energy of the particles, but it will only measure the freezing and boiling point, how much temperature increases. Now the relationship for converting between the two scales, how can convert Celsius into Fahrenheit and Fahrenheit into Celsius? So this is the equation TF. TF means the value in Fahrenheit, temperature in Fahrenheit, and TC means temperature in Celsius scale. So this is the relation connecting Fahrenheit scale and the Celsius scale. So learn this formula. Okay, that's enough. According to that, what is the relation connecting Fahrenheit scale and Celsius scale? TF minus 32 by 180, that is equal to TC by 100. And we can make it this 32 by 180 little more, 9 by 5 like that. Anyway, learn this. So that is equation, the relation connecting Fahrenheit scale and Celsius. What is the use of this both of them? They measure the ordinary temperature of melting, freezing and all. They never measure average kinetic energy of the particles. Okay. And this is the relation between all the three. Similarly, you can see the relation between the Celsius scale and Kelvin scale. Temperature is equal to Celsius scale plus 273.15. So actual 273.15 Kelvin. But we ignore this. So in small classes you have learned 0 degree Celsius is equal to 273 Kelvin. But actually it is 273.15, but we ignore that 0.15 here. So these are the relation between all three scales. If you look at here, steam point means the boiling Okay, children. So, okay. So, shall we continue with it? So, I just want to show you the relation between all these three scales. So, you can see from this picture, steam point means boiling point. So, boiling point is 373 Kelvin, and corresponding boiling point you already know 100 degrees Celsius. That is everyone knows. And this is the new thing, Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit 212 degree Fahrenheit. That is equivalent to 100 degrees Celsius as well as 373. Ice point means melting point. Melting point in Kelvin scale is 273, Celsius scale 100 degrees Celsius, and the Fahrenheit scale is a 32 degree. And you will be learning in the next classes what do you mean by absolute zero. From this picture itself you know absolute zero is the minimum temperature. So, you can see in Kelvin it is 0, but in degrees Celsius it is 273, and in Fahrenheit it is 459.69. So, that is the absolute zero temperature in all the three scales. I know that. So, just 1 second I show you. Those who did not understand, you can just jot it down all this. Steam point, boiling point, ice point means melting point. These two I know, all of you know. Those who do not know, you can write the Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit 212 degree Fahrenheit boiling point, and this is 32. Another scale, absolute zero. Absolute zero means minimum temperature. I will teach you in the next class. Just write it down these points. 0 Kelvin, 273.15 degrees Celsius, 459.69 degree Fahrenheit. Okay. So, I am winding, yes? Okay. Okay, children, shall I wind up because you have another class now? Achyut completed? No, okay.
Yes, ma'am. Completed.